So we'll begin with the Mangalacharan. So please, the others, you can mute yourself and join Himani Mataji as we go through the Mangalacharan, the Sanskrit version. So Himani Mataji, whenever you're ready.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namoste Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai Shri Nityananda Rama ki jai Shri Srila Prabhupada ki jai School of Bhakti Monthly Kartik Sangha ki jai. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Himani Mataji. That was really beautiful. So now we will we have created the mood of the auspicious mood, and that's what the Mangalacharan always does, because it allows us to pay obeisances to the Vaishnavas, to our spiritual master, to Srila Prabhupada, and it's always a very auspicious way to start your day, to start any event, any Sangha. So thank you so much for that. So now we will begin with the Damodara Ashtakam. So can I just, could you just go into your respective phones and then just type Damodara Ashtakam, and you should be able to see that. And we will do the Sanskrit one, then I will share the one in English. And when we are doing the Sanskrit version, we'll have Jai Mataji to offer the ghee lamp in her home. So let's just take a couple of moments. And Jai Mataji, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you. So now we will do this without any stops. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have so Jai Mataji, would you also like to recite one of the verses, or would you like to just offer the lamp? Because there are exactly 8 of us, and we can actually have 8 we can do each of the 8 verses. Jai Mataji, are you
Sorry, so I can if I know which verse I have to.
Right. Okay. So why don't you would you like to begin with the first one then,
Oh,
or
shall
would
I
you
do
like to
the
do the
last
last
one?
one?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So Shiji Kishore Mataji, would you like to do the first one? Manju Mataji, the second, Indulekha Mataji, the third, Shama Mataji, the fourth, Chetan Prabhu, are you okay? We don't know if Chetan Prabhu is there. So Himani Mataji could do the fifth one. Um, Sixth could be Jai Mataji. I will do the seventh, and Shiji Kishori Mataji, if you can do the eighth.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. So let's get started, and we'll begin with verse 1. So, Shiji Kishori Mataji, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, I'm ready. Namamisvaram Sachitanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashodhabiyolukala Param Rishtamatyanta Drutya Gopiya
सुहृदन्तं महोनेत्रं युग्मं विजन्तं करं भोजयुग्मेन साककण्ठनेत्रं महोश्वासकम्पं तेराखण्डकण्ठ सितग्रव दामोदरं भक्तिवधम्
इति दृक्स्वलीलाभिरनन्दकुञ्जे स्वघोषं निमाजन्तमाख्यापयन्तम् तदीये सिताग्नेषु भक्तिर्जितत्वम् पुनः प्रेम सतावृति वन्दे
वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षावधिं वा न चान्यं वृणेऽहं वरिषादपीहा इदन्तेव पुरनाथ गोपालबालं सदा मे मनस्या विरास्तां किं मन्ये
इदं ते मुखं भोजमत्यन्तनीलय वृतं कुन्तलैः स्निग्धरक्तैश्च गोप्या मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरक्ताधरं मे मनस्य विरास्तमालं लक्ष्यलाभे
नमो देव दामोदरनन्त विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजलाधिमग्नम् कृपादृष्टिवृष्ट्यातिदिनं बतानु ग्रहणेश मामज्ञम् इद्यक्षिद्रश्य
कुबेरात्मजौ बद्धमूर्तैव यद्वत् त्वयमोचितौ भक्तिभजौ कृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकं मे प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे ग्रहो मेऽस्ति दामोदरेह
नमस्तेऽस्तु धम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिधम्ने त्वधियोधरायाथ विश्वस्य धम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वादियाय प्रियायै नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्ययाम् हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे
Thank you so much. I thought we could do the translation also in a similar way. Or would you like me to share that on the screen, or can we continue to offer the Gilam to Lord Damodar? We can do both ways.
Share Prabhuji's screen. I haven't got my book with me.
Oh, okay, sure, no problem. So I think I'll share my screen then,
Yes.
and then we will start reading, and we can have the same verses that we that we read, we can just read the English version of that. So we'll begin with Shriji Kishori Mataji. Okay, just 1 second. So I think we have Chetan Prabhu who has raised his hand. So Chetan Prabhu, you can read, you can recite number 8. You can, and so we'll do this again without any Hare Krishna. So we'll again do this without any interruptions. So Shriji Kishori Mataji will begin with you.
Shall I read the English translation, Prabhuji?
Yes, yes. So we'll
Thank
do the
you.
same verses as we did in Sanskrit in the same order.
Okay, thank you.
The only one is the number 8 will be recited by Chetan Prabhu because he just raised his hand.
Okay, thank you. To the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge, and bliss, whose shark-shaped earrings are swinging to and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokula, who, due to the offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was churning into butter and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from a swing, is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her who ran after him with greater speed. To that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodar, I offer my humble obeisances.
Seeing the whipping stick in his mother's hand, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again. With his 2 lotus hands, his eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of pearls around his neck, which is marked with 3 lines like, Prabhuji, I can't see. Could you move the Hare Krishna Prabhu?
Sorry, Mataji, there's nothing on my screen here. Are you able to see something?
No, I can't see the end bits.
Okay, okay. So let me do one thing. Let me actually go off. Let me go off share slideshow. Maybe that might just make things a bit easier. Just bear with me. I think I have to go back now, and hopefully I'll make this big enough for you to be able to see. Are you able to see it now?
No, but your, face and the side bits, I can't. Yeah, just a little bit upper than I can see, Prabhuji.
Okay, let me. If I go upwards, then it will move to the next slide, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do one thing. Let me put this on the chat. And then you can read it from there. So just a moment. So Mataji, you should have it in the chat maybe, and then are you able to see it now? This has never happened before, so.
Can't see, Prabhu.
Yeah. So have you? Are you able to see it in chat? In the Zoom chat?
Zoom chat, no, Prabhu.
Mataji, not on Zoom chat, on the chat as we are now. See in the where we send our messages.
Just see.
There.
So sorry, not the WhatsApp chat, the Zoom chat.
Zoom chat. Oh, Prabhu, hold on.
You should be able to see that. And while Mataji is doing that, is this clear for the others? Because I can't see any.
Yes, Prabhu, we can see the whole.
Yes, Prabhu,
Okay.
yeah.
If somebody can read that, Prabhu, sorry, I can't see. Sorry.
Okay, fine. So, would somebody like to read Manju Mataji's, number 2 then?
I can try, Prabhuji. Is it
Yes,
okay?
Mataji. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Seeing the weeping stick in his mother's hand, he's crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of pearls around his neck, which is marked with three lines like a conch shell, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To this Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, whose belly is bound not with ropes but with his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisances.
Thank you.
By such childhood pastimes as this, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokula in pools of ecstasy and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in knowledge of his supreme majesty and opulence that he is only conquered by devotees whose pure love is imbued with intimacy and is free from all conception of awe and reverence. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to Lord Damodara hundreds and hundreds of times. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna. O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon which may be obtained by executing the 9 processes of bhakti. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Bal Gopal in Vrindavan may ever be manifest in my heart. For what is the use to me of any other boon besides this? Thank you, Hare Krishna.
O Lord, your lotus face, which is encircled by locks of soft black hair, tinged with red, is kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda, and your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May this beautiful vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. O Supreme Godhead, I offer my obeisances unto you, O Damodar, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord, be pleased upon me. By showering your glance of mercy upon me, deliver this poor ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes. Hare
O Lord Damodara, just as the 2 sons of Kuvera, Manigriva and Nalakuvara, were delivered from the curse of Narada and made into great devotees by you in your form as a baby, tied with rope to a wooden grinding mortar, in the same way, please give to me your own Prema Bhakti. I only long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation. Hare Krishna.
O Lord Damodar, I first of all offer my obeisances to the brilliantly effulgent rope which binds your belly. I then offer my obeisances to your belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani, and I offer all obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you so much. That was really beautiful. And I'm just going to keep Hare Krishna, Deepak Prabhu. Very nice to see you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So we just completed the Damodar Ashtakam. And Jai Mataji, is it okay if I just spotlight, your altar for just a couple of minutes?
Yes, yeah, that's fine. And
Yeah.
as I told you, I will then leave after 8.
Yes,
Thank you.
yeah, no problem at all. So we'll just take a couple of moments and just look at the altar and really bring Lord Damodar deep in our heart. And let's really pray to him that he fills our heart with Prema Bhakti and he continues to charm us and attract us with his pastimes, which are eternal, transcendental, and it's always it's always going on in the universe, because there is a month of Kartik that's going in every universe at some point. So let's really build that connection with him. and not think of the month of Kartika as being very far away, because as a Paramatma, as a super soul, he's very much within our heart. So let's really pray to him that, our bond with him, our connection with him just grows stronger and stronger day by day. And we have the spiritual strength that we need to overcome the difficulties that we face in this particular life, and allow us to stay steady in the path towards him. We do not seek liberation. We seek loving devotional service at the lotus feet of the Lord Damodar, because that's where we belong. That's our home. Thank you, Mataji, for that. So, and now we will move on to the next part, which is a talk on Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this will be done by Shriji Kishori Mataji. So, Mataji, I do have your, yeah, I mean, I do have, like some slides with you. So if you want, I can start sharing.
Okay,
And,
Prabhuji, thank you.
yeah, and whenever you, do you want me to share it right away, or?
Let me start with the first two lines and then you can start, please.
Yeah, sure.
Thank
Okay.
you. I'll just say a short prayer first of all. Hare Krishna. Thank you for this opportunity, Prabhuji.
No problem.
Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratavise Namaha. Okay. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I'm very honored to be given this opportunity to talk about Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I prepared a story about Mahaprabhu's life and pastimes. Before I start glorifying Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I'd just like to explain the meaning of the word Chaitanya. It means living force. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born in Yogpith, Nabadwip, West Bengal, on the 18th of February, 1486, on a full moon's eclipsed day. On that day, people were bathing in the Bhagirath river, shouting, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. It is said that when he was an infant in his mother's arms, he wept continually, and when he heard the cries of Hari Bol, he would stop crying. Mahaprabhu was the founder of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Mahaprabhu's mode of worshipping Krishna with bhajan, kirtan, and dance had a profound effect on Vaishnavism in Bengal. Mahaprabhu popularized the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. His grandfather called him Vishwambara. His maternal grandfather foretold that he would be a great personality in time. The Lord is known by many different names. The town ladies called him Gaura Hari due to his golden complexion. His mother called him Nimai because he was born near a neem tree. Other names being Gauranga, Gaura Sundara, and many more. He was born in a Brahmin family, the second son of Jagannath Mishra and his wife Sachi Devi. His father died while Mahaprabhu was still a student. He soon married Lakshmi Priya, who sadly died early in their marriage. Later, he married Vishnu Priya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's purpose was to propagate Harinam Sankirtan and bless us with the most amazing, profound, ecstatic pastimes. In 1508, Mahaprabhu went to Gaya, where he met Ishvara Puri, who initiated him. He soon abandoned his studies and domestic pursuits, except hearing and speaking of Krishna. Within a year, he took a vow of sannyas and changed his name to Krishna Chaitanya. He lived in Puri to be near his mother. His time was spent converting and instructing followers of Krishna Bhakti and engaging in communal Sankirtan. Mahaprabhu used to have episodes of overwhelming separation from Krishna by exhibiting highest symptoms of devotional ecstasy. He was loved by all for his beauty and playful nature. He is believed by his devotees to be Krishna himself, who appeared in the form of his own devotee in order to teach the people of this world the process of bhakti and how to attain the perfection of life. It is also said that Lord Chaitanya is none other than the combined form of Sri Radha and Krishna. Mahaprabhu slept a little. His admirers and followers observed him day and night. He sang and danced, taking no care of himself. All who came to see him saw him as the all-beautiful God appearing in the material world for the benefit of mankind. He lovingly remembered his mother all along and sent her Mahaprasad. He was most amiable and humble in nature. He defied caste distinctions. The mission of Lord Chaitanya in this age of Kali was to inaugurate the Sankirtan movement. Sri Chaitanya was always accompanied by his plenary expansion, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, his incarnation Sri Advaita Prabhu, his internal potency Sri Gadadhara Prabhu, and his marginal potency Srivas Prabhu. He is in the midst of them as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, our obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are complete when we say Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda. When praying, we first offer our obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by chanting the Panchatattva mantra, then the Maha Mantra. Mahaprabhu is known as the Mahavadanya Bhatra, the most magnanimous incarnation, for he does not consider the offenses of the fallen souls. Thus, to derive the full benefit of the chanting of the Maha Mantra, we must first take shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then the Panchatattva, and then chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Lord Chaitanya's Supreme Personality of Godhead is supported by various scriptures such as Srimad Bhagavatam, Mahabharata, Garud Puran, and others. The chanting of Hare Krishna all over the world has its roots in Sri Chaitanya's teachings. Chaitanya's divine pastimes are categorized into three phases, the Adi Lila, Madhya Lila, and the Antya Lila, under the title of Chaitanya Charitamrita. His last 2 decades were spent in Puri, where he focused in devotional yearning for Krishna and his consorts, mainly Radharani. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata is a biography of Mahaprabhu. It's been established that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was no ordinary mortal. He was Lord Krishna incarnate. Hence, he could not have a normal human death. A shroud of mystery surrounds the disappearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on 29th of June, 1533. He was just 48. His disappearance coincided at the time of Sankirtan in the temple of Tota Gopinath. Neither his mortal remains nor any marked grave was ever found. Here are some of Mahaprabhu's quotes. Be like a tree. The tree gives shade even to him who cuts off its boughs. Be more humble than a blade of grass. Be tolerant like a tree, always offering respect unto others and never expecting any in return. As we know, the Shikshastakam is the only 8 verses prayer personally written by Mahaprabhu, and it is quoted in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. To end, I'm sure we'd all like to know what was and still is the favorite form of worship of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's, of course, bhajan kirtan and dance. Let's not stop singing and dancing for Mahaprabhu. Please all unmute and let's say three loud Haribols to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Hari Bol. Hari
Bol.
Bol. Hari Bol.
Able.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mataji. That was so blissful, so sweet. Do not have any words to describe how in a few minutes you captured all that we need to know about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right from his pastimes to why he was to his life, to everything. So thank you so much. Very, very very beautiful. Does anybody like to share any reflections or questions on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Maybe I can just begin with a very short one. So, the first time I heard about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in history when I was in studying in India. And we always, like in the history books, he's shown us, someone who's a very he was a spiritual leader, and during the point of time when there was still not much of it was still under British rule. So during that time it was he really brought about like consciousness, godliness in a world, in a society that was very, very there's a lot of conflict, and like not only between the British and between the rulers and India, but even between like Indians. So he came at a very, very at a point of time in when India was going through a very tough history. And it was only much later on that I really understood his true purpose, and why he and how he really propagated the Sankirtan movement. And the more you hear about him, the more you understand more about the mood in which he has come. It just makes you want to really know more about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the first time I started truly serving in ISKCON was in, I think I've shared this maybe earlier, was in Gothenburg, when I was in Sweden for a short period of time on work, and I was looking for a temple, and that's how I had a chance to see Gaura Nitai for the first time. And they looked so beautiful, they looked so amazing, and even the devotees out there were so sincere, and that's how I got involved in their Friday programs, and then weekend programs, and that's how I really started off. So when I came to UK, then then I continued with the manner. So it really began with his. So he kind of attracted me, and I'm sure that we probably have lots of stories by which we can talk about how we got attracted to Krishna consciousness. But it's all because of his mercy, of Nityanand's mercy, that we are all here today, and Srila Prabhupada's mercy, and the various spiritual masters.
That's
So
really nice, Prabhu. That's really nice. Thank you for sharing the story.
Thank
And
you.
it's so inspiring.
thank you, Shri Krishna Mataji. And very interestingly, I was actually, doing research on something else. And in fact, I was doing this thing Gita Circle yesterday, and I was it was in chapter 13, but I was doing some studies on atheism, and I discovered something very interesting. And apparently, Sweden is one of, there was a 2023 survey that was done, and apparently, Sweden has, turned out to be the most ungodly place on earth, actually, because they say that they do not believe in God. So the percentage of people who say they don't believe in God, or who are atheists, is in Sweden. So I just like read that a couple of days ago, and I was thinking, this is so strange, because I had to go to the most to the country where they say that they don't believe in God, to actually see Gauranita, and actually to start doing devotional service. So it was quite a It was quite a paradoxical, amusing thing. Yeah. So would anybody else like to share any reflections before we move to the next part of the program?
You said, Prabhuji,
Okay.
some people, they don't believe in God.
Yeah.
How we can engage these sort of people, Sometimes we just, when we do book distribution, then some people said, I don't know, just how we can engage these people. Very simple way.
Yeah, Ajamataji, it's never very easy, because many of us, we get attracted to different things. Some of us like philosophy, so we might, get engaged in a philosophical discussion. Somebody might like maybe kirtan, singing, dancing. So there are, so even within ISKCON, there are many ways by which you can, I mean, even prasadam,
Yeah.
even association and like doing service together. So there are many ways by which you can really engage, uh, but the key thing about preaching is to really understand that it's only Krishna who can, and Nityanand's, Lord Nityanand's mercy that can really help you come closer to Krishna. Because if you're not in that, because we are just instruments. We can't really, we can of course talk a little bit about Krishna. We can talk about pastimes, but finally it has to be, that person's decision. So
Yeah.
it's never very easy to say if you find someone who is very I mean, you try to engage, like the person in multiple ways. You can say, "Hey, we have a retreat coming here. I mean, does that interest you? We do kirtan. Is that something that you want to? We have philosophical discussions. We have good vegetarian prasadam. We will not say
Yeah.
prasadam, but we'll say good vegetarian, food. So we should try, like we have a number of, let's say, tools, but then but then finally it's really up to him to decide, and his decision also comes, to his or her decision really comes a lot from Krishna's mercy and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
So it's not an easy question, and I don't think we anyone will be able to have a perfect answer to that, but we should just
Okay.
endeavor. We should not stop trying.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you.
If I
Thanks.
may share what I'd heard from, sorry, is it okay for me to talk? Sorry.
Of course, Deepak, please.
I'd asked a similar question to Madan Prabhu. You may know Sankirtan Priyadas Prabhu, who used to be at
Yes,
the manor.
indeed.
I asked him the same question about myself, for example, because I only tried to get into Krishna consciousness at a very late age in 2019. And I asked him, why is it that I am such a fallen soul that I have not seen Krishna as we should see Krishna, and to serve him rather than treat Krishna as a demigod, where you come to the temple and you put some money in the box and you put your hands together and you leave, where you're seeking material benedictions. And what he said to me is so ingrained in my heart, which is, don't feel bad about it. You don't go to Krishna. Krishna comes to you when the time is right. So you were fulfilling your duties as your karmic duties as a husband, as a father, as a whatever, as a son, and now you fulfill. Now is your time to fulfill Sanatan Dharma, and you. The answer was, you can't go to Krishna when the time is right. Krishna will find you to try and see him the way we should be seeing Krishna. Sorry, I don't know if that makes sense.
That
Thank you.
makes
Yes, very
absolute
nice.
sense. Yeah. Pajamataji, sorry.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. That's very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Developer, that was so simply said, and yes, I mean we do. So many of the times we say that we are going to the temple to see Lord Krishna, or but then is it really we who are going to the temple, or He's calling us? Because sometimes we make efforts to go to the temple, but we can't for whatever reasons. And whenever we go, it's always, like it's always about being grateful that, thank you for calling me. So at least I can see your opulence, I can see your beauty, and then I can pay my obeisances to you. That's a different way of looking at. I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, we visit to the temple, but then how we look at our visit to the temple can be so different, and that's where truly, like, as we come closer to, as we come closer, and as we, as we go deeper into our spiritual journey, we will see that a lot of the actions that we do are not necessarily our actions, because it has to be permitted by the super soul that's deep within our heart. So we think of ourselves as being the doer, but we are not really the doer. So when we go to the temple, or even when we
No,
go to
nice,
book
Prabhuji, nice,
distribution.
because this way we can start. Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. Anything else? Any other reflections?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
everyone, for your nice realization. Actually, Sri Gaurnitai is very, very merciful. When he decides, then he will call, then we will join. I've got friends for more than 20 years, very close friends, but they don't want to take to Krishna consciousness, although they see the way I live and they visit the manor also. So whenever the Lord decides, then we will go. Before even getting initiated, I was doing the seva in the temple. And then first initiation, I was bathing the Lord, I was cooking, I was doing arti, first initiation. That is due to the mercy of Shri Gaurnitai, because we have these deities. So coming back to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he did not write the Shikshastakam. Shikshastakam hasn't been written in one go. It has been written different times. Not him. Swarup Damodara wrote these verses, 8 verses. Swarup Damodara wrote them because he was the secretary of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he was waiting when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would say something. And then that's how he wrote. And it's very beautifully described also in what circumstance. And when he was telling these verses, then that has been written. It's not like he wrote it in a go himself. He never wrote anything. His secretary wrote it. So yes, Prabhuji, if nobody has anything to say, if I may continue, otherwise I give opportunity to other devotees. Thank you.
Thank you. Chetan Prabhu, did you have your hand raised? Do you want to share something before we move on?
Yeah, I had a question from one of you. One of the questions that earlier raised. Is do we when we pray and do sanghas and what do sadhana and anything we do in our life, are we supposed to have a target aim of what we want to reach, or do we just follow pray to Krishna and not thinking of where we are aiming to end up? And relate to another question that I raised before somewhere, is our aim supposed to be to please Krishna or to serve him?
Very interesting questions. Would anybody like to answer Chetan Prabhu's question? So one is it should we please Krishna or should we serve him? And the second one was, do we need to really set spiritual goals? So I do have some views, but happy
Spiritual
to hear.
when I say spiritual goals, in terms of, I'm not sure if it's the same thing, is what we're aiming for to achieve. Are we aiming to achieve anything? Or are we supposed to be happy, say, serving Krishna? What we're doing is serving Krishna. And is serving Krishna the same as pleasing him, or are we serving him to please him, or are we pleasing him so that we can serve him? If that's separate, kind of, if you can see what I mean.
Yeah, very good questions. Indulekha Mataji, did you have?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Serving in itself is pleasing. If you want to please someone, you serve that person, right? Anyone at home, family members, if you want to please them, we just serve them. So serving the Lord is pleasing the Lord, right? So it works both ways. If you want to please the Lord, you serve the Lord. And if you want to serve the Lord, you please the Lord. Then he will give you more service. It works both ways.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So it's really, like a bhakti, as in, bhakti is not, it's an action. So when you look at bhakti in action, it's really about reciprocal relationship between, because when you have a personal relationship with the Lord, then, then you serve him, and, you did mention about service, and of course, just adding on to what Indulekha Mataji also said, the mood in which you serve can be very, very different. So, there are many rasas in which, like, we know that you can either like love, Krishna as, as an infant. So it's Vatsalya, Madhurya, which is the gopis. So that different moods in which he, like, you can please him or serve him. But as, as Indulekha Mataji mentioned, service itself is a form of pleasing Krishna, and it's a way of demonstrating your love for him. And I'm coming to your question about, do we need to have any endeavors? Krishna does say that, don't really have, don't over endeavor anything, and that's definitely he speaks about in the material context. But what he does say is that, it's just abandon all religions and surrender to me, and then he'll make the path, much easier for us. So if we want to put too much goals, and if we want to put too much of outcomes that we want to achieve out of, out of a spiritual journey, then that's not really, the right way to do it. A better way to do that would be, or that's what Krishna says in the Gita, that just surrender to me, and don't worry too much about what the results are, because I'll provide them to you.
So, if you're aiming, like when you say aiming to go back to Godhead, that's like an aim endeavor in this case, or is it something you
It's interesting.
actively because I hear that all the time. We hear that all the time. Well, I do anyway. Because until I came to ISKCON, I didn't hear that kind of thing about going back to Godhead, never to be reborn again. That kind of thing. I always heard of reincarnation before. Like that kind.
Yeah, we can have a deeper discussion, but I think in the interest of time, I think we'll just say so. Devotees do not. I mean, of course, there are transcendent. I mean, there are spiritualists who like to seek liberation from the cycle of birth and death. But pure devotees, they do not even seek liberation. What they seek is eternal, transcendental, loving service at the lotus feet of the Lord. So it's slightly different, but I think, we can probably discuss that, and it can go, quite long. But we do have a couple of other quick programs to do. So if it's okay, we no, thanks for the discussion. I think this is really helpful. But I think we can really continue with some of our discussions, maybe on chat or like offline as well, if that's okay.
Yes, good idea, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And we have a couple of stotrams, and I was initially thinking of doing Sanskrit and English, but I think in the interest of time, we will probably just read the Sanskrit, and then we'll like wrap up today's session. So we will begin with, I mean, there is a Shishashtakam, which we have already spoken about, which we'll end with. And then we will move on to Saji Shuddha Stotram, and that will be done by Indulekha Mataji. So, Indulekha Mataji, if you're okay, we will just do the Sanskrit for both,
Yes, Prabhuji.
and then
Yes,
we can
yes,
conclude. Yeah.
yes.
So I'm just I'm just going to bring it up on the screen. Maybe you can just briefly introduce us to the Stotram.
Okay. Okay. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. So the Sati Shuddha Stotram, Ashtakam, as we say, that was written by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So he wrote that because he was a very intimate and special associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And after taking sannyas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Puri, where he spent his last 18 years. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he was once in the temple, and then he found Chaitanya Mahaprabhu unconscious in front of the deity in the temple. So he took Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his house. And then when he wrote these verses, he was not only praising and glorifying the Lord's beauty, but he is, in this narration, he's also talking about the Lord's mission, apart from the various other attributes. He's talking about the mission that the Lord has. So it is something very striking in these verses. He talks about the Lord's dresses, his beauty and his complexion, his face, etc. But this is very surprising because when he met the Lord, then it's only after the Lord has taken sannyas, not before. So he knows the Lord when He has already taken sannyas, just wearing a simple dress and no long beautiful hair, nothing. But he explained beautifully about the Lord's beauty, his dress, his style, his miracles, and everything. And so we can understand that this is where the Lord, when the Lord Eternal associates, when they describe the Lord, they don't talk only about those pastimes, which they observe directly. They glorify the Lord in their meditation also, in different forms. And here also another special thing is that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he called this Sachi Sutta Stakam, meaning the child of Sachi Mata, the son of Sachi Mata. So the Stakam glorifies the beloved child of Sachi Mata, but as we know, there is no connection of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Sachi Mata, because they never met, these two never met. Before before the Lord appeared in Navadvip, the Bhattacharya has already left Navadvip. But then he emphasizes the point that the Lord may be the generator of the whole world. Yet he likes it. He's very happy when we called him Sachi Sutta. So yes, I will start with the song. Are you going to put it on the screen, Prabhuji, or? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. So, as I said, this Sri Sachi Sutta Stakam was written by Srila Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Okay, thank you. Nava Gauravaram, Nava Pushpasaram, Nava Bhavudaram, Nava Lashyaparam, Nava Hashyakaram, Nava Hemavaram, Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram, Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram, Nava Prema Yutam, Nava Nitya Sutam, Nava Vesha Kritam, Nava Premarasam, Nava Dhavilasat, Shubha Prema Mayam, Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram, Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram, Hari Bhakti Param, Haranamudharam, Karajapukaram, Hari Nama Param, Nayanam Satatam, Pranayashudaram, Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram, Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram, Tatatam Janata Bhavatapuharam, Paramartha Parayana Lokagatim, Navalashaharam, Japatapuharam, Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram, Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram, Nijabhakti Karam, Priyacharutaram, Natanaratana Rajakulam, Kulakamini Manasalashyakaram, Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram, Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram, Karatalavaram, Kalakantaravam, Mridubhadya Shunikaya Madhuram, Nijabhakti Guna Pitanatya-karam, Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram, Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram, Yudadharma Yutam, Punananda Sutam, Dharani Suchitram Bhava Bhavochitam, Tanujana Chitam, Nijavashayutam, Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram, Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram, Arunam Nayanam, Charanam Pasanam, वदने खलितं स्वकनामुदरं कुरुते सुरसं जगतः जीवनं प्रणमामि सचीसुत गौरवरं प्रणमामि सचीसुत गौरवरं प्रणमामि सचीसुत गौरवरम् नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रजायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने त्रिसे गौरा नमः गौरा गौरा गौराय जय गौराय जय गौराय जय गौराय श्री श्री सच्ची सुतस्तकम की जय श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय हरि हरि बोल थैंक यू Prabhuji. I went fast because of your time. So thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Indileka Mataji. That was beautiful. And thanks for also giving us a background about the stotram. Definitely. And now we'll have the last part of it is the Shishtashtakams. I'm just going to, put that on the screen. We already have had a description of Shishtashtakam, and Indileka Mataji and Shiji Kishori Mataji have shared that. So let me just bring it up on the screen. So if you wish, you can close your eyes as we, of course, you can meditate on the form of the Lord in the mood of Srimati Radharani. Shishtaya Namaha. Chetodharpanamaर्जनम् भवमहादवाग्नि निर्वापनम् श्रेयकैरवचन्द्रिका वितरणम् विद्यावधू जीवनम् आनन्दं धीवर्धनम् प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतस्वदनम् सर्वज्ञस्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्ण संकीर्तनम् नामकारी बहुधा निजा सर्वशक्तिस् तत्रार्पिता नियमितः स्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवान् मामपि दुर्दैवं मीदृशम् इह जनीनानुरगाः त्रिनादपि सुनीचेन तरोरपि सहेष्णुना अमानिनामानदेना कीर्तनीया सदा हरिः न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितं वा जगदिशा कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतद्भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि अयि नन्दतनुजा किङ्करम् पतितं मां विषमे भवम्बुधौ कृपया तव पदपङ्कज स्थिता धूलिसदृशं विचिन्तय नयनं गलद् आश्रुधारय वदनं गद्गदरुद्धाय गिरा पुलकैर्निचितं वपु कदा तव नाम ग्रहाणे भविष्यति युगयितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रवृषयितं शून्ययितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दाविरहेण मे आश्लिष्यावपदरतं पिनष्टु मामदर्शनम् मर्माहतं करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विदा दातुलं पतो मत्प्राणानाथस्तु स एव नापराः हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे शिष्याष्टकम की
जय
चैतन्य महाप्रभु की
Yay.
जय.
So
Thank you
beautiful
so much for
from the heart. So beautiful from the heart, as usual.
Wow. Wow, very good.
very nice.